Hey, good morning, everybody. Sarasota Tim coming to you from the Stonebridge RV Resort here in beautiful Maggie Valley, North Carolina. And it is a nice, brisk 49 this morning. I think it's about 52 or so now, but it looks like it's got some blue skies right over there. Tammy said the forecast was cloudy, but looks pretty good. But it is nippy. I did take the subscriber's advice. I put a t-shirt underneath my shirt, and I got a different shirt on today, but you might see it in a couple of videos. We're trying to upload our video. As you know, we're been internet challenged. We had a fire last night. We made marshmallows. It was a great fire too, and that'll be up later today, and probably this one, the early morning chat, won't be up until a little bit later, till we get out of God's country. We're heading over to my daughter's in Dawsonville, Georgia. We'll be packing up the wolf pup. I've got on my mind this morning, I was up at 5, and we got rid of the Sanka. We threw it away. Yesterday we bought some Folgers. I've got my coffee maker going on in there, and it's back to normal. We're using the hazelnut creamer, and I was on Maxwell House, but I bought a jar of Folgers original blend at Walmart yesterday, and so I'm enjoying that. Tammy doesn't really drink coffee. She pretends to drink coffee, but it never gets drank. She tries a sip of it, whatever. So I'm gonna have to empty the black tank, the gray tank, wrap everything up, put the awning up that's over here, as you can see. All these things won't take more than a few minutes. And then of course there's gonna be backing the crusher up and getting it to the on the ball here. And I'll be pointing my truck right out here in the road, and hopefully I don't inhibit this guy with this very nice looking Chevrolet right there, 4-wheel drive, looking really stout. In fact, that's a 2500 HD. That's a Mac Daddy right there. That'll pull his little camper around. He's got a diesel. And this guy here, look at that. He's got him a little Nissan Frontier, pulling that dual axle Jayco. I did want to walk down here and show you guys. Let's just take a little walk. There's when I started talking about RVs some time back, I went and looked at these new camps, and this guy up here's got a boondock. They're like $40,000. It's a little teardrop trailer. And he's also, him and her, I saw him sitting outside last night, are pulling it with a beautiful little Subaru. Now, those of you that don't know, they're a very loyal following. And this Subaru here, I think that's might be called the Forester. It's a pretty powerful and a big Subaru. I'm gonna turn around here and I'll show you guys. It's a really nice looking setup right here. So there's a Subaru, and this unit right there is really nice. It's very tall inside. It's got all the top features. He's got a little toolbox on the outside out there. Those 2 canister containers up on the tongue. Looks like some kind of a little rack that he has. He's got the same exact stinky, what do they call it in the RV world? They call it the stinky hose, the stinky slinky. Yeah, that's it. And then a little gravity thing on the bottom there to keep it up off the ground. And the camp, the place is providing that water purifier there on the water. But I'll show you guys another angle of it over here. He's got his trailer mirrors on his Subaru. Everybody seems to go with the same orange little hose like I have. This guy's even using his little leveling blocks to keep his up on the high side there to create the best gravity. That's pretty cool. But there's that new camp. It's the Boondock Edition. Everything about it, the windows, the body, everything, the wheels and tires, suspension, the whole thing. It's super high quality, it really is. And look at this little Roo here. It's a dual axle, and look how small it is. It's smaller than mine. They're pulling it with a little Jeep Cherokee. So you see, you can still get out here and do it. You don't have to spend a fortune like on something like this, or like this Reflection, this fifth wheel right here. That's really nice. Big slide out on it. I mean, you're looking at a lot of money. And if you're making payments on that, which they probably aren't, got them a nice Z71 there. Everybody's got these really nice tow vehicles. But look, this guy, oh, he pulls a little car with his Class C. But if you're making payments on something, and then you got to pay the campground fees, then you got to pay, you know, fuel, 10 miles per gallon. Morning. You know, it's quite an expense. It kind of takes the fun out of it. So here's my little setup back over here. We've got the Crusher, and the Wolf Pup kind of stands out with its the Forest River uses that beige tan color. Everything else is kind of a shinier white and bright. Everybody's got the fiberglass side. I've got that trailer tent aluminum. Low rent, baby. But guess what? We having 30 amps is so awesome. This morning I got the space heater we ran all night, and it has a little dial on the top where it cycles off and on, and we had that going all night. It took the chill off inside there. The electric, you see my little burn mark before I'm gonna wax that off from the this right here, the soot from the fire of using propane. Let me turn that off right now to heat the hot water. Well, since we're on electric here and I'm not having to pay for it, it's included in my rent. I have the electric switch on to heat the hot water. So it was on all night, and it cycles off and on as it needs to as the water starts to cool down. So we have all these features, and everything works on this Wolf Pup. That's what I was trying to say. I could not be happier. And the tires are beautiful. And the axle, of course, because it wasn't towed very much from the people that had it before me, those bearings and all that have got to be like perfect. So I'm really proud of her. The air conditioning is getting a well-deserved break after a year and a half of being on 24 hours a day. I think the only thing that's it's just a maintenance item that's going to be maybe needing to be replaced is my 12-volt regular conventional battery that would run only if you don't have electricity. It's just for when you're dry camping. This would run the pump to give you water out of your spigots and power the LED lights inside. Otherwise, propane. We fired up the stove last night. That works perfect. The awning is flawless. I mean, it's small, but it just has everything. And Tammy and I are in there. It's got that tall ceiling, so it gives the illusion of being a little roomier. If I were to be really, really critical, I would just have to say, because the dining booth is the only spot that you can sit besides the big chair that we put in. And the bed is where we kind of go for the second spot. This is our dirty laundry we're going to be washing. But you can see my chair. And the only other spot would be the booth. And look at this. We have it completely covered up with Tammy's bags and clothes. We only have a couple of little pantries there for hanging stuff. So we are, and there's areas up here. We could probably do some reorganization. But with her in here and all her stuff, it's a little challenging. Not so much for her stuff, but somewhere else to sit. We have that, and then one of us gets up on the bed, because this is the focal point, is the TV, And that works beautifully. I put that in after I moved into it, and it just hangs on that hook. I can take it right off with one hand. It doesn't weigh anything. And I just lay it right down here in the bed when we travel. I'm going to be getting those little small dirty clothes hampers that I bought at Dollar Tree. And we're just going to take, instead of doing such a good job, I'm going to do a good job. Instead of doing, packing everything like we did last time, and it took a while to unpack all that stuff, I'm just going to get things that are fragile, that will topple over or could spill or something like that. Throw them in those baskets, throw them down on the floor, the stuff in the bathroom, just place it in the tub in one of those baskets and get on our way. And I'm using and utilizing this storage space in here a lot more. I'm going to go ahead and open that up. I like how this has a little latch right here. Let me show you. Holds that. Everything works, folks. Everything works. And I got a little stool here. I'm going to be taking that out. I'm going to need that for something. I don't know what. I'm going to go ahead and drop my tailgate. This step platform I have here, didn't use it. A little aluminum table. Haven't used it yet, but we could. There's another sewer hose that attaches to the one I have to give me 10 more feet of extension. I'm not going to return that. I'm going to keep that. I love the blocks. I got 2 packs of them. Seems to be enough to do what I got to do. And I'll tell you, I'm doing everything that anybody else in here is doing. I can go anywhere, whether I want to be in an RV, campground, state park, boondock. I can carry water. I can do it all. And the ideal thing, I think, for Tammy and I is we obviously have had our fill of Florida in the summer. Florida's a beautiful place to be in the winter. In fact, it's the knees bees. It's the envy of the country, and everybody comes down there. So if we can find us a place to continue living in Florida, but we can get out in the summer for at least 3 to 4 months of those dog days. And it's 91 right now. We talked to everybody yesterday. I mean, I'm chilled right now. I'm getting more used to it as I've been out here talking to you folks. And it's not bad. I hate to cry. It's just I don't have a jacket on. A jacket would make me very comfortable. But it was 91 yesterday. People are burning up down there. And, it's nice to have these fall colors and feeling this cool air. It's beautiful. So I want to be a snowbird, I guess. That's what I want to do. And, talking about that, just living this life of being free, like I talk about on Social Security, where you don't have a job that you have to be to. I can stay out of here as long as I want. I've got my check coming in every month. I've got my side hustle. I'm collaborating with Miss Tammy. She's got her check coming in. We don't have any debt. And I think that's probably the case with a lot of people. On a different level, you've got people that have done very well for themselves that are sitting up in their sticks and bricks, paid for. They've had their homes for years. God bless you. And you've got all that room and you're doing what you want to do. And that's great. And I bet a lot of these people have that too, as well as these RVs. Not everybody is making payments, but I can tell you this, at any level you're at, being debt-free, even if you just have a camper and a truck, or a nice fifth wheel, or an Airstream, and you get to be that level, or you have a nice big fine home, having no debt and being able to collect your Social Security at 62 years old is the key to living a free life, where you don't have to go, unless you just want to supplement it, which you probably need to do, supplement that check and do something for 15 or 20 hours a week. Keeps you active. And it can be a job that they're not going to be counting on you, that if you blow out and you want to go off for a month or two and travel, or maybe traveling's not going to be your thing, but once or twice a year, and you can stay committed to that job. But you're not committed in the sense that you're going every day, you're fighting the traffic, you're at home, you're going golfing, you're going to visit your grandkids, you're going to the beach, you're reading books, you're studying the Word, you're just learning to, you're going to the gym, you're getting your health together, you're appreciating life in a different way than you ever thought. You get so caught up into the working life, and you have to when you're young, of course, I understand, but you get so caught up in that even when people don't need to be doing that, and you can just enjoy freedom. I mean, look at these mountains back here. And just enjoying your life, because you can't get these days back. And I'm telling you this, since we recuperated from our little illness and our setback, out here camping now in the camper, is really cool in there. You know, we're going to sleep in it at my daughter's house. She's going to be gone, and we're invited to go in there and stay in their room. But I think we're going to actually stay in the camper. It's got a very comfortable bed, and we don't need to bother anybody else's bed. We stayed in the guest room at the lake house, and you know, we'll be using the facilities inside for the restroom and things, because we won't be hooked up to sewer. But we can still, you know, use it and dump somewhere later if we have to in the middle of the night, take a tinkle or something. But I think we're going to sleep in it for a couple nights before we go on over to the chalet, and that's going to be fun too. But once again, we're going to be out of the little camper back into some other OPH, other people's house. Man, life is so good. I'm just so happy with this. I'm already afraid of like having to go back, and we don't even know what we're going to do after the chalet on the 19th, when our time ends there, of where we're going to go. I know that it's down to like 10 days before the month is over. We'll probably need at least a couple of days to get home. I do want to be back by November 1. I have something that's calling me that I have to do. So we will be back in the very beginning of November, if not, you know, Halloween. So that gives us a week from the chalet to go and tool around. I might just come back around these parts, or different part of the North Carolina mountains, hit a campground before turning this Crusher's front end south towards Boynton Beach. I guess that's might be what I do. There's communities and towns near the Cherokee area and North Carolina in general that are interesting to me, that I would like to come and do some more camping. And you can camp for a lot less money than we're paying here. This was just, you know, the dollar cost average is pretty good, considering that I, you know, stayed at the lake house for a few days, and we're going to be at the chalet. So, you know, it's really not much at all when you consider what we spent on camping fees. And I was watching a guy on YouTube this morning that I like very much, and he was talking about, you know, camping really doesn't cost much at all if you go to these state parks and use the senior passes and places like that, or boondock. I don't mean, you know, surreptitiously in a neighborhood where somebody doesn't know you're there, or Walmart. I'm talking about in BLM land, Bureau of Land Management, or places where, you know, it's not a problem. The road's right here, sorry about the road noise. And, you know, be self-contained with the water and your propane, a battery power, a generator. I mean, you know, and they have water and electric, a lot of those places too. And those places are like $10, $12, $20, $30, $15 a night. So I told Tammy after we get back home in November and do what we got to do there, I think we should just hook back up and head back out. Now, I know as the year gets deeper into the winter, but that doesn't really come to what? December, January, before it's really, really cold. But I won't go to those places. I'll just go south. I'll run the southern coast along Texas and whatever. I'll just follow the warmth. That's all I know. At San Antonio doesn't have any kind of winter. And we will continue to travel, because I just love it. I just love it now. I want to live my life, and nobody's promised tomorrow. Yesterday's gone. Today's the day to crush it.